All right, hey gang, Nate Bear here, lead technical tactician from Monument Traders Alliance and trade of the day. And in today's video, I want to go over the indexes, give you a clue as to where we are relative to the all-time highs, and hint, we're pretty darn close. I've also got a trade setup that I personally, excuse me, am going to be entering today. All right, and I also wanted to follow up on a trade that we talked about a couple of weeks ago that has worked out pretty well. So I hope some of you caught it. All right, so let's just dive right in. Now on the indexes, if we look at a weekly charts of the S&P 500, you can see that the all-time high is coming in right here off of that candle. It was actually the first week of 2022. And the high was 479.98. So basically 480 for all intents and purposes, right? And if we zoom in, excuse me, now to a 30-minute chart, we can see I've got this level marked right up and through here, all-time high. We're pretty darn close. So are we going to get fresh lifetime highs this week? I don't know. I personally think yes. Excuse me. I don't know about you guys, but I've had a cough that just will not quit. But we have the potential to go and get fresh highs this week. I don't know if it'll happen, but I do believe it'll happen before the end of the year, as the Santa Claus rally has sure come in and brought some holiday cheer, right? What an incredible move since the end of October there, but absolutely awesome. And then the Qs, it's a similar story. I've got this 30-minute chart. We were less than $1 away in the Qs yesterday. We were watching this in Daily Profits Live, and we got our rally caps on, so to speak. But we're right now in the pre-market. We are less than $1 away. The all-time high is at 408.71. I believe it's 408.71. Let me just double check that so I don't misquote. The high is 408.71. And, in the pre-market, we're at 407.76. We're less, we're about a little bit less than $1 away. So we're getting very, very close, right? I do believe that the Qs are going to go and hit new all-time highs. A couple of other names that I'm watching here. I think Apple had some news yesterday, but I think Apple is setting up for a break over 200. They printed a new lifetime high on Thursday last week. And I believe Apple here is setting up for a break over 200. Another one I really like here is Google on the weekly chart. This is one that we're already playing. We talked about this chart last week, as a matter of fact, and I was able to get in as planned down here around that 21 EMA on the weekly chart. Google has had a nice day yesterday, and I believe it can crack this upper trend line and work towards its all-time high, which is right over here at 151.55. So I think Google is actually setting up for a run up towards 155. All right, now the chart that I'm going to, in all likelihood, buy today, right? The new setup is right here in TJX. Now let's zoom out a little bit, talk about this chart. So if I zoom out, look at a weekly view. Clearly, this is a strong chart, right? It clearly is going one direction, up. Now, if I zoom in on the squeeze here and on the weekly chart here, what we can see is we've got this really nice move higher. We've got this beautiful bull flag, and we've got another squeeze setting up. So what I'm looking for is to accumulate my position in through here, and I'm going to zoom in so we can see. But I'm looking to accumulate the position between the 21 EMA and the point of control, or around the 80 EMA, which is roughly about 88 to 90. That's where I want to start building my position. What I love about this is that it's consolidating underneath a key psychological level right here at 100. And the target then for me becomes a break over this trend line, a move higher, and a push into 100. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for out of this chart. Now, as far as the options that I'm going to choose, we are going to go, let's go take a look at TJX. So the thing about weekly squeezes, when I'm looking for an option, I'll zoom back into the daily chart, and I want to see when are the next earnings, right? So the next earnings for TJX are right here, February 28th. So what I want to do then is I want to go out to the options, and I want to buy the option after that, the first available series after February 28th. And in this case, right? This February 26th series does not include that 228 option, right? It does not include that 228 date. So I want to go past that. So what I'm going to do is actually go all the way out into April. And I'm going to get these $85 calls, right? These $85 calls right here. Now, these are a higher delta call. You could also get the 87.50s. I'm not a big fan of the $half strikes for whatever reason. It just doesn't sit in my mind. But I'm going to get the $85 calls that are actually 122 days out to participate in the weekly squeeze in TJX. But note, I will not hold through earnings. I will not be holding through earnings. Okay. All right. So that's what I've got. I hope it helps, and I will talk to you all soon. Have a good one.